Together our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God the Good. This is our Christ candle, which represents that divine, sacred essence within each and every one of us. Let us say together our vision and mission statements. Centered in God, we inspire spiritual transformation, creating a world of love, peace, and prosperity. We are an inclusive spiritual community, inspiring, awakening, and serving in love. Now, one of my favorite parts of the service, the children's lessons. And guess what?
He is happy to oblige.
We have Gage here, we are blessed, and his wonderful grandma Amy. So, here's a blessing for all for our inner child that we want to keep happy and not forget about and bless and work with, and all the precious children in our lives, and for Gage. Let us affirm together. We love you, we bless you, we behold the Christ in you, we accept you just the way you are. Walk in beauty, you are divine.
We're going to go ahead and sing another song, Namaste, calling the song, and then quality. I sing, you sing. So, that's good. Namaste, 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 oh Namaste, the light in me, the light in you, see the light in you, the joy in me, celebrate you, Namaste, 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 oh Namaste, the truth in me, the truth in me, the truth in you, see the truth in you, my spirit now celebrates you, celebrates you, Namaste, 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 oh Namaste, the love in me, the love in me, the love in you, see the love in you, my soul on high, my soul on high, celebrate you, Namaste, 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 oh Namaste, oh Namaste, oh Namaste, Would an usher please bring forward the prayer box? Prayer box, can I see?
Thank you. Let us focus that divine prayer energy on all of the requests that have been written down. Let us focus that divine prayer energy on all of the prayer requests that are here in our hearts. For we know that this prayer, this communion, this connection with the divine is a powerful, powerful healing process, both within our physical body, within our emotions, and within our spirit. So we open ourselves to allow that divine flow of God energy in and through us. In this moment, we accept. We are willing to know that simply because we have opened and asked, the answer is there. And we receive. We accept, and we say thank you, and so it is. Amen.
And now, Susan's daughter, Michelle, is going to read Daily Word.
Protected. I am safe and protected by ever-present Christ consciousness. Scientists say some parts of the spectrum of light, infrared and ultraviolet, cannot be seen by humans. Nevertheless, they exist. Similarly, Christ consciousness is present at all times, even though I cannot see it. When life is going well, I can easily see the divine in the people and circumstances around me. When circumstances are not to my liking, a spiritual perspective may be more difficult. I take a deep breath and relax into the consciousness of Christ, the inner knowledge of the divine that is always with me. In prayer, I call forth the Christ within to help me see differently any situation I am experiencing. I am reassured knowing that I am safe and protected by the living, loving presence of the Christ working in and through my life. From Matthew 28:20, and remember, I am with you always, to the end of the age.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Let us now prepare ourselves to say the Lord's Prayer. Stilling our minds, emptying our laps. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
To move even deeper into that place of connectedness and oneness. Just breathe into that, realizing that breath and light are probably as close as we can get to an awareness and understanding of what that divine energy is. So breathing, allowing, knowing that this divine energy is as essential and as simple as breathing. 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 Asking our minds to slow down, to let go of those barriers that keep us in a place of separation. That divine energy, that Christ light, is here, now, always present. We open ourselves to that healing light. Breathing in. What does healing mean to me? What does healing mean? What is going on in your life, in my life? What does that mean to each one of us as individuals? What does wholeness mean? Can I become aware that in this moment, however much my consciousness sees issues and brokenness, and in truth I'm whole. I am one with all that is. And I allow that power, that amazing creative power, the power that is constantly in the process of creation, What is going on within your physical being? What is going on in the cells of your body? We open that mind to the knowingness that this body is healed in this moment. What is going on within your feelings, your emotions? Expanding those that are in a place of delight and gladness and love and support. And shining the light in those places that maybe are in shadow. And knowing as we are one with the one, we are one with all the universe. We are one with all the darkness. And we let our light shine in those dark places as we allow ourselves to be whole. We create wholeness in this world. We continue to move deeper and more connected. Deeper and more connected. Deeper and more connected. Into the silence of our oneness. In the silence. Take another deep breath, bringing back with you this consciousness of our oneness, our wonderful awareness of this power. And in this moment, if there are still things within your heart, still issues, challenges, just allow that thought to be here in the light of this power, in the light of this gathering, to know this divine energy supporting you as we support each other in ways that may be difficult for us in our own issues. We open ourselves, we accept. And we reach out this healing. We reach out, we embrace, we love, we behold that Christ in those difficult places. We behold the light in the difficult places. and we behold the light of love and joy and peace within our own hearts. As we say, thank you, God. So it is. Amen.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to come and speak. And as you see, perhaps in the bulletin, my name is Susan Holliday. I know a couple of faces out here, and there's a few that are new to me. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. But I thought first I would talk about this crazy title that I came up with for my talk. Joyce called or emailed and said, hey, would you be interested in speaking? And I said, I'm starting now. Where is it, Doug? Yes, I'd be interested in speaking. So I said, what is the theme for the month of February? You know, we have the principles and we have different themes that are from Unity. And I don't remember if she answered or not, but I just decided to go ahead. February is the month of love, right?
Yes.
We talk about Valentine's Day, we talk about National Heart Disease Awareness Month, and take care of your hearts and relationships. So I said, all right, so God is love. That's always been my favorite Bible verse, because it's nice and short and I can remember it. And it just is strong, right? It sounds strong and sturdy and truth with a capital T. God is love. So all right, we'll talk about that. And then there's another one. My niece at one point blessed me and asked me to come and read a scripture at her wedding. And it was 1 Corinthians 13, and it's about love is patient and love is kind, and it's supposed to be remembered as you get married and you take it forward with you. So then I sat there and I thought, well, okay, if God is love and love is patient and kind, and I'm not always that, where does that leave me then, right? If God is love, logically maybe love is God, and in every loving relationship there's God. What does that mean? If I'm unkind, if I'm impatient, does that mean I don't get connected to God? Nah, we're going to talk about that, okay? You're in a good spot. You're in a good spot. So who am I? Susan Holliday. Why would anybody want to listen to what I have to say? I've been on this earth for quite a few years now. I have been blessed with a gorgeous daughter, brilliant woman that I have now convinced to start a business with me again called The Caregiver's Way, and she's been here for 5 days, flew down from Montreal, where she's an internationally known management strategy consultant. And so, you know, I got privileged because as she said, thank you for the birth, because it's her birthday this past Friday. It's my pleasure. And so I truly, you can see the source of my joy when you look at her. She's just an incredible person, and I'm really blessed. We are starting on this path together, a new journey in my life, to start the Caregiver's Way, to help others become caregivers. Now, some of you know that I have been working as a caregiver and helping 2 other elderly ladies besides myself. And I've been helping them. One reached the age of 100, so I was very joyous to be there at a 100-year-old birthday party. And the other one got better, so she didn't need me anymore, and that's always a good thing. Before this, I've been for years a life transition kind of coach and a collaborator and a companion throughout different phases of people's lives. And so this caregiving in my world right now is about helping someone who is moving on to the next life, who's ending their life. And how does that happen? A lot of people don't want to talk about that even. So how do you go in and help somebody, even your own family member sometimes? It takes a lot of thinking about it in advance. And so I want to give you some practical tips. Let's talk about this. I just can't tell you how happy I am to be here in this family of support that I've built here without even knowing it. I didn't realize how wonderful you guys are. So I brought some thoughts for today that I want to share. And I don't want anybody to walk away and say, I didn't learn anything while she was talking. So Here's 5 things that I'm going to tell you. You might want to write them down so that later you can say, this is what I took away from that talk, okay? Life is good. Number 1, that's my thought for today. Number 2, relationships can be tricky. Oh, I'm moving around. I forgot the camera back there. Sorry. Relationships can be tricky. Is that right? 3, practical spirituality can be either one or both. Does that make sense? Practical spirituality can be either one, practical or spiritual, or it can be both put together. Number 4, you know, if you dial 211 in this area, you can ask for just about anything that you need. Food, shelter, clothing, assistance, drive, you know, and you get sent to other resources. It's amazing. A lot of people don't know about 211. And if you know how to use the internet, you can dial into aplaceformom.com. And there's advisors, there's ways to figure out where do I put mom when it gets to be her time to be put somewhere. What do I do with dad? How do I figure this out? What do I do with finances? It's an amazing website, doesn't cost anything. And locally we have CASA, C-A-S-A, which is a fabulous agency to help elders stay in their own homes through a variety of ways. And it's a nonprofit agency, so it's fabulous. They came and helped me when I was needing some more help than you guys could offer. So I've told you about the title. I've told you that we're going to figure out where does that leave me when I don't always feel patient and kind. And believe me, I'm really good at not feeling patient and kind. Where does that come up when you feel impatient and you feel like, oh my gosh, or I'm frustrated or I'm not kind? Doesn't it come up most often in relationships with other people? All of these words, God, kindness, patience, they all are only really used in relationship with somebody else. I mean, we don't usually talk about that in terms of the trees or the cars. So that's what we're going to talk about and figure out what we're still learning about that. We come to church here to learn something, right? We got the 211 now. So let me go back a few years to tell you a little bit about how I got to be here and how I'm thinking about reflecting on this category of caregiving. Does anybody here have any memories of maybe when you were younger, a sort of a impatient or unkind relationship with parents? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, just everybody. Thank you.
Sketchy on.
The first one. First hand up is my daughter. All right. Good one. Good one. It seems like my parents, I always felt like I was in difficulty with them when I couldn't understand what they were wanting or expecting from me, and I was assuming that they were saying or meaning the same things that I meant. Now, you know, I grew up in the time when there were signs all over saying make love, not war. And my parents had come from the Second World War generation, so they were making war. And they said, don't you ever make love, you know? We got into trouble when that happened, and I raised my hand and said, yeah, difficulty with parents. So when it came to the end of their life, and they were calling me and saying, could you come down and help us with this? And they each had, you know, various illnesses and various problems. I was in Washington, D.C., and felt the pull to be there and working and gathering money. And they wanted me down in Florida, and why couldn't I just move in with them? And I felt so guilty. I said, no, I don't think that would work, you know, because you're old and grumpy, and I'm getting old and grumpy. I just could not accommodate that wish that they had for that part of our relationship, and I felt bad about it. But looking back on it now, that was the best for all of us, really. I think it would not have worked. It would not have worked for us to be living together. So sparks flew at that time. We had a lot of things going on between us in that relationship. However, as we realized this was going to be the end, this was the last time I might be able to say anything to them or to find out what was going on, I was able to sit with each of them, or both of them together, and talk through, hey, what was going on? How did you raise us? What happened to you in your childhood? And all of those sorts of questions. And it was amazing what a difference it made to me, that my feelings and my assumptions were mine. You know, they weren't trying to be mean, they weren't trying to be difficult or different or anything. They were just trying to do the best they could. So I was able to allow all of that heavy baggage I was carrying about those evil parents that I had, and just say, okay, they did the best they could, and thank you very much for trying. And most of it was good. Most of it was good. There was nothing really, you know, they didn't beat us or starve us or anything. They were very, very good. They sent us to private schools and things like that. So we had a family of support around us. We had a lot of relatives that lived nearby during that time. That was still the usual in my part of the country. The upper Midwest, you can tell I didn't come from Alabama. We did have a family network right around us. After they had passed, I went back to college. I finished my degree in business and economics. And then I said, now what am I going to do? My parents are gone. I don't have to worry about them anymore. My daughter moved up to Canada, as far away as she could get from me. And I said, what about me? I have a degree now. I finally finished that. And so I went on a tour of people I knew in the United States. You know, what do you call that, couch surfing? Or guest room surfing. And Carol's been my friend since '92. And well, we knew each other back in Scotland in the 80s, middle of the 80s. And so I came to visit her. And lo and behold, here's this gorgeous little church, all these like-minded people and open-minded people, and great, intelligent conversationalists, and lots of other individuals she introduced me to, organizations here. There was one organization, Interfaith Mission Service, which has been here for how many, 60 years, 40 years?
45 plus.
45 plus years, and it's a coalition of churches and organizations and all sorts of people that believe that we are all one, we are all equal, we all deserve opportunities, we all hang together and help each other. And I said, any place that has that kind of an organization, I really like that. And their license plate at the time said "to the moon and beyond." For an old hippie, that was just great. Let's go. So I hung out in her guest room for a long time until finally she said, "You better get some work." Good move, Carol. You did. You really did. And thank goodness, because I found at least 3 part-time jobs. One of them was as a chaplain, a community chaplain for Interfaith Mission Service. One was selling clothing at Chico's at the new store down on Bridge Street. And I found that I was ministering to people there in the dressing rooms. I had a captive audience. I had flowers. So let us pray. It worked. So they bought something just to be able to get out of it. The other one was at the former Multicultural Center, which now is the New Beginnings Baptist Church on Jordan Lane. And at the time, I was administering the space in the building, allocating space in the building, and that was my wonderful job. And we had 9 different congregations, different belief systems, worshiping in there at different times, different spaces. We had several nonprofits that moved in there. Wanda Gail Campbell had an office in there for a while, and she was doing energy work and lifted the back of the building frequently. And so it was just an amazing experience. And then I started feeling like some of you have been feeling, oh, I can't breathe, and I'm so worn out, and I'd get to work and sit down at the desk and just about slide under it. I kept feeling sick. Went to the doctor. He said, "You have leukemia, and putting you right in the hospital to start treatment." So that took 2 years of horrible, horrible toxic treatments, and yet that was the best place for me to be. I found such miracles from this congregation. You guys all supported me for the longest time, brought me meals, slept overnight when I couldn't stay by myself, and I really appreciate all of that, it was God-given. It was a miracle as far as I'm concerned. So there I was, though, this independent son of a gun who didn't want to move in with her parents and take care of them. And do you think this one would move in with her parents and take care of me? She had her own family up there in Canada, and that just, it didn't work out. And it probably wouldn't work out anyway. I might not have survived that. So you know how clever I am now. We're working on caregiving as a business, so she learns about how to do that.
Long distance.
But it was a very difficult adjustment for me to accept care or even ask for it. I need some help. Still, I'm stubborn, and I don't want to ask anybody, could you come over and move my television or whatever. I'll just leave 3 televisions lined up there until finally they turn to dust. Or they become dusty anyway. So I moved here, and after I'm recovering from leukemia and I'm getting back on my feet, but I don't feel really strong enough to go to work every day, somebody called and asked me if I would be willing to be a caregiver to sit with someone who was feeling sick and help them through this crisis that they were having. And so I felt I was able to do that. I could go and sit there and watch television with them, get them a drink of water, whatever they needed. So that one got better. And then a few months later, I got another call, and this lady was 97 years old. So they said, it'll just be a few months, and she won't be with us any longer because of her diagnosis. She lasted for a little over 3 years, almost 4. And she was an original Huntsvillian, and she had a lot of great stories. And some of you know her. Miss Jean was just a character. She was really the original Huntsville Miss Daisy, and I felt like a lot of times either I was driving Miss Daisy or she was driving me crazy. Totally enjoyable. I loved her. We got the funniest letters from some of her friends that still wrote actually with a pen and paper and sent her letters and notes. And she did the same. I would be her hand and an interpreter and write what she wanted to say to her friends. Certainly I came so close sometimes to just wanting to smack her one, though. I think I told you guys about one day when she got stuck in the car. We couldn't get her out of the car, and I really was tempted to just, close the door and just leave her in the garage. I know, this is the wrong track, isn't it? Of course I didn't do that. I carried her out of the car. But another time that I found myself in this relationship with her, and I didn't expect that. I have to tell you, I really didn't expect to have a loving relationship with her. She was a stranger to me, and I didn't know her. She grew up in Alabama. She was a little bit country and a little bit downtown. And I found one day that I had a time, a moment when I could practice my spirituality. I could bring into bear my practical spirituality. And that was one day, and we always had a fun time. I'd say, do you want to wear the blue blouse? Do you want to wear the pink blouse? How about the gray slacks? And, she usually liked to have that much control and pick out what she wanted to wear. Well, one day she said, that's not mine. How did that get there? That's that other lady's. That belongs to somebody else. I'm going to get into trouble. They're going to call the police because they think I stole their clothes. And it must be that maid that comes in here once a week. It's somebody else. It couldn't be her problem, her fault. But so I was just frustrated. What do you mean it's not yours? I've seen pictures of you wearing this clothing before today, And okay, we finally found one that fit, that was hers, and she could wear it. And I was still frustrated, and I was just ready to throw something at her. And I thought, this isn't right. So I took a breath. I said, I'm going to go get a drink. Left the room. Another deep breath, which is something I highly recommend. If you find yourself in that feeling of, ooh, what am I going to do? Take a breath. Inspire. God be with us. God bless us. Or just, God! It's okay. He hears that too. And stepped outside and I said, I think something happened to her overnight. She has dementia, and there's another little synapse that went overnight so that she really does not recognize those clothes. And made up this whole other story about somebody stealing them and they belong to somebody else because she's trying to cover. She doesn't want me to know that she has dementia. You know, it's part of what goes on with all of us. We try and cover. I'm okay. I still have a little bit of short-term memory loss from the cancer treatment, but I try and cover it. You know, I'll say something humorous. So recognize that if you're a caregiver, that sometimes they're trying to let you know that they're okay, but you don't understand what the heck they're talking about. It's all right. Guess what? This is a moment that we have to come together and say, I have an opportunity here to work on a relationship. First with God, because I need that strength, and I know that God is always with me, right here. Love is always with me. It's a signal. Something needs help. Something needs adjustment here. Let's figure out what it is. We can breathe in that love. God, help me. One thing that I found out about my dad, as he was dying in the hospital, let me go back to him for a minute, was that we were kind of splitting that term, practical spirituality. He was very, very practical. Hard work and hands-on, that's what counted. You do the work, you get paid, and therefore you're a good person. I was sort of the opposite. God will provide. All is well. You know, I don't have to work hard. I don't have to do the things that you want me to do. So I was more the spiritual person, and he could not understand that. He recommended a husband instead. If I wasn't going to work, I better find somebody who did. And then I got this joyous child out of that. So we want to look at this relationship. How do we take this forward and not get frustrated with it? In tough relationships, in good relationships, there's always work to be done, right? We have the honeymoon phase, we have the love, and then, well, I don't like the way you use the toothpaste, or I don't like the way you park the car, or the little things. So when I ask, where does that leave me? It leaves me and us in the practice ground. The practice ground. We are the ones who get to practice. Practice our love and kindness and our connection with God and our connection with each other. That's what we're here for, is to experience this life and joy and happiness and help other people to experience that as well. So we are the practice and God is the ground, right? God is the ground. We are grounded in that God love. God is always with us, whether we believe it or not. It's always there. God and our love are always there. I have one final story that came to mind as I was thinking about caregiving and about love and about relationships and how some of us feel like we have really the worst of the worst. And Noah came to mind. You know, everybody know what happened to Noah in the Bible. And all cultures have stories about the great flood that was part of the renewal, the regeneration. He lived through the great flood, and Christianity and Judaism and Islam all believe in the great flood and Noah. We have that in common. And Noah, I figure, was an uber caretaker, right? He had to go ahead and build a community of support. He had to build an actual ark for us to live in, to take care of all of his family, all of the animals that all of us are now reaping the benefits from. He was like the ultimate in caregiver. But can you imagine floating around on that little boat on the water for all that time and wondering, is this it? We're all stuck together in here and we keep shoveling out the back of the boat? So the poor guy, he went ahead, he listened to God, and that's what I'm advocating that we do, is listen to God, take a moment, breathe, and hear God. And Carol's meditation urged us to do that as well. When we fear that he has left us, remember Noah floating around out there. And randomly, before I even thought about Noah, I started hearing song lyrics in my head little phrase of melody. You know, do you ever do that where this melody just keeps on and what is that song? So finally I had to look it up, and this is the lyrics. I'm not going to attempt singing, and I have Barry over here, right? You're just going to randomly sit there. There you go. Leave me out. Okay. So the song is an old one, and it goes, on the wings of a snow white dove, God sends us pure sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove. When troubles surround us, when evils come, the body grows weak, the spirit grows numb. When these things beset us, God sends sweet love on the wings of a dove. When Noah had drifted on the flood many days, he searched for land in various ways. Troubles, he had some, but he wasn't forgotten. Yet God sent him sweet love on the wings of a dove. May you always look for your dove, your sign from above that God loves you, and may you always be blessed with that. Namaste.
Thank you, that was wonderful. Yes. Wow. And this one's dedicated to you. You are the light. Woo! I am the light. We are the light of love. So we're going to go ahead and stand up and sing it. It's a new song, but it's very flowy, it's very repetitive. And you'll get it, I promise.
Debbie now. Let's see.
Miss Debbie! You want to see Miss Debbie? She wants to see you.
No way.
That's all right. You'll just have to sit really super sweet and quiet. This is dedicated. This is a song you are spectacular. Spectacular song by Jennifer Barron. This I dedicated to the month of love, and I want you all to remember that you are spectacular. You really are spectacular. It's not for you to know that you are. Your glory is magnificent. Every day you shine like a star. That you are. You're beautiful and wonderful. Filled with holy power and peace. Really quite spectacular. That is just who you are. You gotta give yourself credit for what you achieve. Understand the blessings that are always there for you to receive. You gotta know the truth. Years are never blue. You're really. I'm sorry. I skipped a beat, didn't I? Okay, we'll start. You're really quite spectacular. You're really quite spectacular. It's time for you to know that you are. Your glory is magnificent. Every day you shine like a star. That you are. Beautiful and wonderful. Filled with all the joy and peace. You're really quite spectacular. That is just who you are. So what are these lies that you've been hearing? It's time to throw them away. Got to have faith and know who you are. 'Cause who you are is incredible. You're beautiful and wonderful. Filled with all the joy and peace. You're really quite spectacular. That is just who you are. Really quite spectacular. That is just who you are. Just who you are. Just who you One of these days is going to be singing harmony. Just wait.
Sooner than you know.
And that was spectacular.
All right. We're ready for the next step. The prosperity.
We come to our prosperity.
Olga. It's been wonderful. I have you down. Yesterday was my birthday.
All right.
I'll tell you, we here at Unity, we are just blessed with such beautiful. And you know what? I think we all are spectacular.
Absolutely.
We really are spectacular. Let us say together our prosperity blessing. The inexhaustible resource of spirit is equal to every demand. There is no reality lack. Abundance is here and now and then.
All that I have is all that I give. I gratefully share as I gratefully live. All that I have is all that I give, and I share it abundantly now. All that we have is all that we give. We gratefully share as we gratefully live. All that we have is all that we give, and we share it abundantly now. And we share it abundantly now. And we share it abundantly now.
Let us affirm together our offertory and prayer blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Lovingly I give, and lovingly I receive. Is there anyone here for the first time? Wow,
We do have one special guest.
welcome, welcome. We're so glad to see you. Good to see you again. And Reverend Carol, do you have any announcements?
I actually do, and you have in your bulletin. So we've been telling you that this next week that we're going to have that John of God crystal light bed, which is an energy healing process. And on Thursday night, for those of you who are going, well, what is this? What is it all about? They will be here and go show a short film and then have an opportunity for questions and answers. So this is talking about Thursday night. There's a flyer out in the foyer. One of the things that they're asking, if you're really interested in doing this, to sign up in advance so they have some idea of who's going to be here and all of that. But come on Thursday night. This is something that's pretty interesting. If you're at all interested in energy healing, in crystals, in color, and all of those kinds of things. So Thursday night, 7 o'clock, come and learn.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Just a weekly reminder, we still have youth group on Thursdays from 6:30 to 7:30 upstairs. Snacks and food and great topics of conversation. I still need to get some of the young people's input, but I had them come up with topics that they would like addressed. I thought I'd done pretty good so far.
Yeah.
But it's always good. I want to get their feedback, and I'm very excited about that. So I just, of course, if you don't have to be Unity Youth 10 and up to come and enjoy, but pray for me so I can come up with the information that they need to hear and want to hear. So just say, when you think, I would just say, helping me find the right words. But it's a great youth group, and some come and go, and that's okay. But we're very excited to have the youth up and running, and And we're going to do bowling for the month of March. That'll be our outing. They really enjoyed that, so.
And we thank you so much for starting it up. Let's give. They are such a blessing to me. Some days, I mean, as you say, when you get frustrated, you're like, oh, I can't do this. And then I show up and I'm thinking, why am I here? And that's why I'm there. They teach me and they bless me. So thank you for letting me take time with your youth. And you're a blessing to that, too, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Now, do we have
Oh, wait a
any?
minute.
One more.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle.
Yes, but, revenge. No, there's no way to express, but I want to announce my profound gratitude to this community for saving my mother's life and supporting her while I was generally in Canada. And so much generosity, so much time, so much effort, and it has to be acknowledged. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
She's worth it. She's worth it.
It's wonderful to see you, Michelle. We'll look forward to seeing you again very soon. All right, now, sing our peace song.
Yes, go ahead and stand and we'll sing our peace song. We close with our prayer of protection.
And it's just going to be a combination of $10 at the door. So I'm going to plan on going, so anybody who wants to plan on going, let us know. But if you've never been, it's absolutely fun, delightful. It's always funny. The Purim Festival is about having a good time and celebrating and all of that.
What town?
The story of Esther.
Huh?
What town?
Music.
What town?
Town, yeah.
Here, downtown, Temple B'nai Shalom, downtown.
I never been there.
Oh, well,
Last
it's
year.
a wonderful place to go and visit. It's beautiful, it's historic. So, yeah, it's this week, Thursday night, Saturday night, because Friday night's worship for them. So Thursday night, Saturday night, and Sunday.
Carol, this March 5th, Saturday, March 5th, is also the Kite Festival at John Hunt Park this year, where all the social services will be there distributing literature at the community event exchange. March 5th.
Lunch, anybody wants to go to lunch? We're going to go to Sitar, so out on Jordan.
Wait, enjoy. I don't care, I'm a regular.